I think we're live now. How is everybody?
It's a new day, new and exciting times.
I at least was thoughtful. I shared it in 3 places today, and I started getting things down for Ray to share it so people can find it. And they're all on YouTube now. Slowly but surely. Let's see what we have
Awesome.
here. Um, so I'm going to try to split a little time today. I want to finish yours up. Did you get Active Campaign set up?
No, I've got a call scheduled with them just after this. I tried to get it before, but they couldn't do it yesterday afternoon, or I couldn't. We went back and forth. We went to get it set up, and so it's after this, unfortunately.
Okay, well, we will do Rayanne today, and I want to make sure she has something from start to finish to start selling. Let's see where she is. How many pages? Let's get her up on the screen. Ow, bruises everywhere.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was going through, got Kyvio handled, got the other stuff, and just was working on a variety of different things. But just we played phone tag and didn't get it done. We're getting it done today.
Ah, yeah, all sorts of things happen. Just working with Dwayne, trying to figure out if he actually um, put in the codes to get his AppSumo deals after he bought them. See if he still has them.
I've done that before.
So much. That's how I know. It's like, have you reviewed them?
You get it, and then you forget that you get it, and then you.
That's actually why I started doing live reviews, because then it forces me to go redeem it.
Yeah.
And then I get to see if it's worthwhile and help others. So we have a homepage for her. Let's see what we got. A contact me. And you know what we don't have? We don't have, let me go over to Facebook. Tell her we need her book me embed code. Book like a boss. Let's see if I can find her. I've been selling all my stuff online, liquidating my whole house.
Nice.
Have you ever used Facebook Marketplace?
I have not.
It when you list something, there's only one button available for them, and it basically says, "Is this available?" And it sends you the message. And so all of a sudden, like you'll have 100 messages.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's nice that there's a marketplace. It's annoying that when you sell it on the first one, you get 99 more.
Well, I will say this: like they added a button at the top right-hand corner that says "Mark is sold," and as soon as you say "Mark is sold," all the messages disappear.
That part's good.
They're working on it. What is your book like a boss? Embed code or login. So I feel like as a marketer, I usually am inclined to like, oh, safety first. Like I'm ex-military intel. Like, don't give me your password. Just give me, the admin access or model, whatever access, right? And nobody knows how to do that, or nobody knows how to pull their code. And so I end up I'm like, just whatever, give me your password.
Right.
That's the easier thing to do. So contact, thank you. And what pages does she have to look at? And an actual just landing page. And we tested it, and hers was all good.
Nice.
Yours was having some issue the other day, but I did get that fixed. I don't think it was Active Campaign. It was somehow the boxes got switched. So even though this one said name, it was expecting an email. And so since you didn't have an @ in it because you're putting your name,
Right.
it was rejecting it, but not giving you a notice of why it was rejecting it.
Got it.
So at least I was able to figure it out. Okay, thank you for your interest.
Like that.
Okay, she sent me something. Let me see what she sent me.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that that's really come together. I mean, it's awesome the way that that looks and how it's all tied together and such a good, um, really positive messaging from her. Looks awesome. With a little video sales letter there. Nice.
It is a video sales letter. I can't believe you noticed that. I actually put this together. This was a side project from her off camera.
Nice.
And I did I wrote the letter, put it into um, I use, what is it called? Not actually not pages, Keynote, because I'm an Apple user, but PowerPoint essentially.
Right.
And for everyone who does not know what a video sales letter is, it's basically just a sales letter, a traditional thing you would write out, except you put the words on a PowerPoint slide and you go through it like a slideshow and you narrate it. You literally just reading the slide. So you don't have to be on camera, no makeup needed, just get a decent microphone. Use your iPhone if you have nothing else. Like, just get it done. But then for hers, because I can't actually, I'm really annoyed by the plain Jane video sales letter. I mean, they're so overused at this point.
Right.
But I wanted them to start building some rapport with her, the person. So we put her name up here in a little branding on to the right.
I like that. That's actually a look. I've actually gone to building them with pictures.
Yep.
Not every slide, probably every other or every third. Something on a scene or something that supports the words
Yep.
on it.
And when I'm getting fancy, my
We
guy,
actually do that for our travel passports and our travel club.
nice. Okay, so this is actually her sales letter for her monthly reoccurring. So I kind of want to do a little sales thing for her training. So she's got, I'm going to leave Facebook open in case she messages. She's got her other pages, and we can always change these. So I do need to get her code right here from Book Like a Boss. It ends up looking like, schedule. So here's mine. It's the same company. She got it through AppSumo. AppSumo is great. If you know what you need,
right?
You're willing to, every now and then, it's like buying stocks, like hedging your bet just a little bit. I am learning though, people just buy them like a collector's shelf and don't actually use them.
By the apps?
Yeah. They buy these apps and they buy these lifetime trainings and then they never actually use them.
Well, that's called shelf help.
That makes me want to cry.
Well, it does. As a trainer, it makes you want to cry because you have a desire to have people take the information that's available to them and put it into action. And if they don't ever look at it or don't study it, it's somewhat painful.
Yes. But this is what it will ultimately look like. So even this part right here is looks like a Boss imports. This can all be branded to your colors. So mine has my orange, my red, even my gray. The numbers are my gray, my black color there. But
nice.
Then this is directly tied to my Apple Calendar. It works on Google Calendar as well, and maybe some others. But you can go to any day. Now, I actually limit where you can't book more than 2 weeks, maybe a day out or something, because I want my schedule to be somewhat flexible, and I feel like people need to make a decision. But then it allocates and it puts holes. So as you can see, none of these are going to have a morning time because we are scheduled.
That's right. We be helping people.
We be helping, and Mondays are completely gone because my schedule. That's my meeting day where I meet with everyone from my team to my consulting clients. You, our members of Business Growth Network. I mean, I literally have meetings all day long. It's insane. So that just automatically looks at my calendar. Like, there's a good example. I only have a few times available, and it'll break it up in like 10, 15, 30, 1 hour increments, depending on how structured you get your day. So that's what will go here. Did she message back? No.
Very nice.
That's easy. Like setting this up and Look Like a Boss. Oh,
Book like a boss.
yeah. And so it does all the scheduling. And let's see, David Roberts, Vision. I think his goes directly to his Book Like a Boss. No. We should give him some garbage for that.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh. Maybe that's not it. Oh, wait. My Vision. I'm pretty sure, I think that's it. He did not spend 20 grand on a domain. There we go. So this is actually Book Like a Boss will do a web page. It's super simple. You don't get, any customization outside of color and picking and choosing your social, putting the words in.
Yeah.
But this is Book Like a Boss completely builds out for you. So if you just need something to take appointments like immediately and it looked pretty good, bam. All right, that was my little side note there.
And that's through AppSumo?
It was, but not anymore.
Oh.
These companies, that's why I was saying it's kind of like a complete hedge, right? Because a lot of times when these guys develop a new application, they kind of beta tested it within themselves in a small group, but they need that large beta group to go through, right, and just rip it apart. And so that's where AppSumo can come into play, and you could sell, 2,400 people just here in a day or so, and they will just pick it apart, and the AppSumo users are like, oh, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is not working, and here's a bug, and then your developers get to fix it. So a lot of times, it's not ready for prime time the day you buy it, right?
Got it.
It's a buy and hold, or depending if you're a small business owner, it's usually adds some kind of value. If you don't have large lists, if you don't have a scheduler, if you don't have lots of pieces, it's great at filling in those gaps. And for that, I love that. So I know David and Rand happened to get it when it was on AppSumo for a lifetime deal. David and I are paying for $5 a month now because we wanted to upgrade and add text messaging. So it'll automatically text your people and remind them of the appointment, which I think is way awesome.
That's very cool.
Dwayne is saying hi. We're going to work on his tomorrow because today he's going to log into AppSumo and make sure everything's redeemed. And see what he has to play with. So we have a homepage, contact me, thank you page. Let's start here. And actually, homepage is an initial opt-in. I'm going to build it in a different funnel. Oh, but then I want to copy it.
Perfect.
So, hold on. That looks pretty spiffy, that long page we made for her.
Yeah, it does.
Got lots of sections. It's got all this already done. So what I'm going to do is I believe if I go in to the editing, I can save this as a template. And I think you have to have one of the higher levels to do that. Page options, change template, save as template.
Nice.
Home page. And so this way it imports the header, the footer, all the work we've done. I have a lead gen funnel, and this is kind of an opt-in landing page. Screenshot. I didn't take a screenshot. I have to take a screenshot. Okay.
Where is that video sales letter going in this whole process? Or did you already put that
That's
in?
on the actual sales page.
Got it.
For her membership site. Let me just go view this.
Nice.
Let's see, history. So I can go in here to zoom out. See if I can use this little. And this will just zoom out so I can take a screenshot of what I'm looking at. Kind of doesn't do the picture very well, but
Got it.
at least it gives me something here so I can come back here and actually use the screenshot. So I might not normally do that. Oh, it saved all my stuff. Yay. Yeah.
So now it's just tweaking that page, that next level of page, as opposed to rebuilding it all.
Exactly, because all her branding's already in it, and I don't want to recreate the wheel every single time.
Well, the other side of that is consistency too. I mean, the ability to have a consistent look, logo placement, colors, blah blah blah. Because otherwise, you'd rebuild everything repeatedly, which would be less fun.
It would be less fun, and you know what always happens? It's never the same.
I think
Something always is.
part of it is you know, because you're working to you notice different things. Um, you know, it kind of comes the same way when you're writing, whether you're writing copy or you're writing a book or writing anything. You got to first brain dump. You got to get whatever's in there out so that it can fill up and do it again. Well, you kind of do the same thing when you're building content like this. You dump it, build the best page you can. Then the next thing you do is review, and all of a sudden there's new stuff in your head, and now you put it back into pixels.
Exactly. Okay, so this is one she started on, but we already built it and branded it. So I'm going to go ahead. And again, I like keeping things extremely clean. I don't want anything superfluous hanging around that gets confused and is somehow out there and wrong. I think that's good. All cleaned up. So we're going to do a new funnel. This one's actually going to be a sales funnel.
Nice.
We'll eventually add an upsell page. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And we're just going to do a sales page and a thank you page that's like an onboarding. I believe, you know, I've actually never saved my own template. Is it in here? Or is this just the Kyvio templates? I think it's just the Kyvio templates. So I'm just going to select dating for lack of options. Membership sales funnel. Boom.
Pretty easy.
Home pages and initial opt-in. Oh, that's our old one. This is our sales one. Sales page. We're going to go straight to editing because the first thing I want to do is it's brought in this dating one, which is totally not ran at all. I'm going to change the templates, and there's her home page.
Nice.
And it completely brings in every single thing. So her logo, your body is in the place you have to live, all the stuff up there, the stuff down here. So in that way, it makes my life amazingly. And I'm going to go bring up, since I'm actually sitting in digital marketer, and I'm sitting here for training today. There's an all-day training with Ryan Dice himself in a really small setting. There might be 8 people. And we're going to be on wireframing out a high-converting landing page. How helpful is that? And so I am going to create one in my account that is a general template and then turn around and we can use that with the goal of making sure that every single business owner has at least a high converting home page, even if it's just a one pager, which is all it really needs.
Nice.
Training for full stack marketers, so the opt-ins. Oh, here's a sales page, products. Certification, the execution plans. Trade membership. Just looking for a sales page to kind of model. And now I'm feeling silly, like why didn't I go into my own account and take the one I created already?
Yeah, I mean, they do such a great job of creating the wheel. I mean, they've done an amazing job of being able to do that.
Let's see what I have here. I've got to lean back and get comfortable now. My itchy nose. Oh, I need teeth. That's what I'm missing in my life. Can you hear the creaky chair?
You can probably hear the leaf blower outside too. Yes, I can a little bit hear the creaky chair.
I actually don't hear a leaf blower.
That's good. Then my noise canceling headphones are working.
Good. Okay, let's see. You know what? I am going to create it kind of from scratch because I like the branding that's already here.
Yeah, the branding really looks good.
I love that blue, and it's just so radiant. And she actually kind of dresses in these colors already too. So a little. All right, so I kind of like this layout. I like that the phone number is there. I don't know that she necessarily want people calling her though. The idea for this particular funnel is to bring in the monthly recurring revenue while helping as many people as possible at the lowest price point possible, because $95 a session, an hour a week is a lot of money. $10 a month is a little bit more manageable.
Well, it definitely gets you your step into the funnel and into the conversation. The $95, once the value is realized, is not that big a deal.
That's
But
true.
until, if there's no value proposition or value understanding, then it seems real. A dollar is too much if the value isn't recognized, so it's part of growing the relationship. Sales is everything about nurturing. It's about getting people to understand how can uh, some people charge $100,000 and some people can't get $1,000 for the same thing. Well,
This is true.
it's not the same thing.
That's true. We did basically a $2,000 buy and launch recently, and I didn't realize the people participating, that was like a really big deal. They've never done a launch that big. Theirs were like $7, 17.47. Like, $297 was considered a lot.
Right.
Um,
Well, it's fascinating, and that's really what, from a speaking side, it's what's changed in the industry. Is it was not. To get $2, $3, $4, $5,000 for something, um, at one point was just what it was. Now, getting $99 because there's so much information out there. It just makes it a different process. So you just have to nurture longer. That's why, but quite frankly, why these funnels and why what you're doing are so important. You've got to create your own tribe. Those that are being really successful are those that have a following, a tribe.
that's a really interesting. I think I mentioned that Ryan was saying brand community is the new brand.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to have a million buyers. All you need is 1,000 people who really trust you.
Right.
And kind of going back to you and Sean, you can't just start with 1,000. You have to start with one.
Right.
And I think sometimes when I tell people that, I'm like, just nurture 3. Go out of your way to nurture 3 people and get testimonials. And I'll ask them to do it for free, and they freak out. I'm like, dude, you have no customers, you have no job. I feel like, what's that movie Friday? You ain't got no job, you ain't got shit to do. What's it matter?
Well, that's the again, it's kind of how U+1 came all about, because as we were talking, I said to Sean, two telling, 32 times covers everybody on the planet, but nobody wants to start with just one. It's
Crazy.
human nature. And that's when he said, well, it's really nothing more than U+1, which is why all of a sudden it was like, bam, that's it. Is how do we start to nurture people, which is why these funnels and all of this are so important. let's get, as an example, with our travel passports. I am convinced that people just don't know what they don't know. They just don't understand what's available to them. But as soon as they understand it, oh my goodness. And so we have one of our, uh, she's actually tremendously influential, but she got a travel passport and a hotel that she pays $156 for every time she stays in it. She stayed in it for $80 plus tax. I mean, including tax, $80, half price. So what she did is she made her trip 2 days instead of 1 day, paid the same amount of money, got twice the business done, did all the different things. And all of a sudden she's a raving fan because what it's allowed her to do is do her business. And people go, well, how is this possible? Do you really want to get into the how is this possible? Or it is possible, take advantage of it. So again, that's where you really, she actually came to us and said, can I film a video banner ad for you? To which we said, why, thank you. Absolutely.
Right.
Why, yes, you can. Which actually we should probably put on our page now that I just said that. But she filmed a minute 12-second thing raving about the product that we have. One of the products that we have.
Banner ad.
What's that?
In a banner ad.
In a banner ad. And but she's got the awareness to understand how valuable that would be.
She builds banner ads for a living?
No.
Okay.
But she understands this whole web marketing voodoo that you do.
Voodoo. The voodoo.
But again, that's the point. If I mean, one of the things that I'll share this weekend at the event here in Dallas that I'm speaking at will be, how do you gain and retain customers? Well, you do it by nurturing them. You do it by thanking them. You do it by talking to them.
You do it by helping them.
You do it by helping them. You do it by serving them. It's exactly why the URL connected to this weekend's event is sellingIsServing.com. Well, selling is serving because you're supplying a solution. So again, that's what I think is really cool about these funnels and these tools like Kyvio and Active Campaign, and that are they're built to serve you so that you can serve others faster.
I've never heard about it that way. I do know like the Kyvio mission, like I don't know it by heart at all whatsoever. But the general mission is to help you grow your business, to help you become a ridiculously rich and freedom and influential so that you can go out and change the world.
Well, that's just it. For the most part, what actually was the genesis of my first book, Talking with Giants, was that generosity builds prosperity, not the other way around. You don't give to prosper, you give and prosper. And so typically anybody who has achieved any level of success, one of the reasons they've done it is because they have a desire to give back, to make the world a better place. I did a podcast yesterday afternoon, and a guy said, man, you really got a desire to serve more people, don't you? And I said, well, I'd like to think that that's a cool thing, but I'm certainly not the only one who has that desire. I think it's inherent in everyone.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, I think that if people would keep that in mind, like when they're building a tool like Kyvio or Active Campaign or whatever, it's how can I serve the marketplace better?
Huh.
Somebody like that, they just gave it a thumbs up.
Right.
Carolyn. Thank you, Carolyn.
Okay, so she sent me links to her Book Like a Boss pages.
Nice.
will do in a pinch, but what I'm looking for is embed codes so that we can actually put it on our page, because every time you put a piece of friction between the buyer and you,
Right.
like going to a new page, that's a little bit more chance that they can slide off. The other thing is then they're going off site, so it makes it harder to retarget because you don't know what pages people have been at. And as you start to grow your business or your practice, you're going to want to know exactly what page they are because you can advertise to them on that page. And somebody didn't like, I mean, they seem to understand it when I tell like my big store story is like when I really figured out the power of Facebook retargeting. I had gone to Nordstrom and I was looking at this beautiful Mongolian fur scarf, way overpriced, way more dramatic than is like me because it's like I'm like you wear it like people just stare at you, they stare at the scarf, right? And I'm staring at it. I'm like, it's just too expensive. But of course, I went home and I was like, I pulled it up online, and I was like, I just kind of want to know. I just want to keep an eye on it, right, and see if it goes on sale. And I looked at a very specific one, the one that was not normal, that had a nice ombre from like white to gray to black and then back again. And the moment I flipped over to Facebook, there was an ad for that scarf in the right column for the specific color that I was looking at. And I was like, that's amazing. I mean, that's a massive budget for Nordstrom. That's like $5 a product to be able to do that a day. But that's powerful to be able to follow somebody around like that.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I need sales copy. So who is the audience I'm targeting out? So I actually have, I specialize, and let me actually unspecialize it. Right here in the pricing, because this is something people actually see. Let me go over here. This is what the actual checkout page looks like for her product. So we got her picture, pain relief. We should probably put through movement right there. But right there, I put RPN pricing. So I have some kind of pricing, and you can customize it. So if you're doing an offer to a very specific crowd, you want them to feel a little special, and you're offering, a discount or special bonuses or something of that nature, you can do a special checkout that is just for them. So that is probably not something I want to I want to build for a better one. Member cost. I just wanted to have something in there, so we'll update that product. I still have the link. I'll be really good at this before. Let's see. Frustrated with doctors. I feel like that encapsulates everybody. Every person
In pain and frustrated with doctors?
Everyone past a certain age. I feel like I know I have a script for this. I'm going to go over to Design Pickle. So I created all of these wonderful, yes?
Well, I was just thinking about do we want to frustrated at doctors or sick and tired of being sick and tired?
That's kind of funny. I like that.
Well, that's why I was saying, do we? Again, I'm thinking of it from if I were reading that, I don't know that I want it to, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired?
I like the colloquial, kind of like everybody would recognize that. Or does that really have to do with pain, though?
Well, yeah, because pain is annoying. Pain gets, if you think about it, most people put up with pain because it's just there. It's consistent. It's constant. I mean, this is my
Rohana rant.
Sorry, I was just trying to check out. I just saw that Rayanne had made a comment, but it's on something else. Um, what happens is we don't understand that pain is there to serve us. Pain is there to identify something's not right. As an example, um, if we are overweight, the body is designed to be perfect height and weight. It
Yeah.
is not designed to be too short or too tall or too big or too small. It is designed to be at equilibrium.
Actually, bodybuilders are incredibly unhealthy. It doesn't matter how big you are, whether it's muscle mass or fat. It's still not your heart is just literally not built for it.
Right. Well, again, so um, my point is that if you're in pain, it's a signal that something, that's what dis-ease is. It's uneasiness. So there's something that's causing dis-ease. So when you're in um, when you're in pain, something, we're not supposed to be in pain. There's something not right. But what happens is people um, learn to live with it, or just put it aside, or they take. It's why we have the opioid crisis that we have today, is because people are numbing the pain.
Yeah, exactly. And that one is really devastating. And I don't think people realize that it doesn't stem from like people using like crack on the streets. It's doctors prescribing narcotics to people who want an easy pill to fixing the problem.
Yeah, let's not adjust what's causing whatever. Let's not address what's causing the issue. Um, Rayanne's cheering me on. Yes, Scott, pain is designed to get your attention, a warning signal. I'm with you, Rayanne. I teach in the holistic disciplines, not as a practitioner, but as a person who's living in a body. I mean, once you the, once you learn that that's not the way the body's supposed to be, you should do something about it. It only makes sense. So unfortunately, yeah, we've gotten convinced that pills cure, and pills do not cure. Pills mask. And there's a big difference. Sorry, I'm on a soapbox. Let's go, Rayanne. Let's do this. I get passionate about this. I've got a lot of friends in the holistic disciplines, and I try to help them present their message better because people aren't getting the message. Taking a synthetic drug is not the answer.
No. It's easier than working out or eating healthy.
Yep.
My typing here is going crazy. I've got like this major delay because I'm on Zoom.
No,
Or not Zoom, be live. All right, let's sit there for a second. And then it adds. All right. Why is
yep.
it deleting things?
I don't know.
Relay that. Why are you doing that to me? I love
What's it doing?
It's like over here. Let me see if I can. It's changing. Oh, now it's like freaking out. It's changing my letters is like. Not type a W. Stay. 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 If I do it really slow. All right, the exclamation's pushing it.
Nice.
Right there. All right, can I change? I go to capital C. I've got rayankane.com. I got a cute little picture here. And then the picture that I want to come get is her behind the scenes of her modules. So this is her actual membership site we built out for her.
Nice.
Get started. All right, so home. Oh, they're not showing yet. Okay. So what we're going to do is, oh, that's published. Is it published over here? It's active. And why is it not showing up yet? Published here, members, members, published. All right, what am I not seeing correctly then? Man, she built out. I am like amazed. She learned Kyvio all the way. So there's start here, dashboard.
Nice.
Oh, this is her. She chose a different one. Default theme, dashboard. I want to look at that. Default theme, red wine. I feel like I'm pressing the wrong button. Background, header, footer. I'm doing the wrong one. I was hoping for pictures and not just lines. I don't know what I chose to make that happen.
And where is that?
This is on her homepage through, so if a member logged on,
Got it.
this is what they would see. And so here is her actual, I wonder if it's missing a picture. But I know it had a picture. I swore it had a picture. Let's go back to basic info. Yeah, it's got a picture. Weirdness. All right, well, if I click start here, I'm gonna go with one of these. Is that a good one? She's got some stuff, pain fundamentals in. Pain is an alarm. We were just talking about that. You know, because of that, we're gonna start right here. And what we're gonna do is take a screenshot. So that I can use it over here in this image. I'm gonna upload this screenshot.
Nice.
There we go. So now I can actually see that I'm kind of trying to productize and make the membership online feel very tangible.
Nice.
We're gonna put movement. Oh my God, it's changing letters again. Through, if I can remember how to spell. We're getting there, just gotta get slow. Things like to go wrong when you're actually using them live. I like that. Pain, it's not perfect, but that's a good starter. Pain relief through movement. I don't necessarily love the background image. Yoga? I don't want them to be associated with yoga though. This movement, but she kind of has this image in some of her others, so let's see how that resonates. I kind of like that. I like the consistency of it as well as something you mentioned. So I'm going to go ahead and download that.
Nice.
It's something, you know, just the ability to show that there's actually something back there, that there's
Right.
lots of modules, there's lots of lessons.
I like that.
You know, I would probably change the color of this to kind of blend in, but that's me. But again, getting it done is better than perfect, and I constantly need to remind myself of that. But what I can do here now, I need to replace this image in our sales page because they've already seen that picture, and that is for free download. And we're just going to grab this here and drag it. She has so many nice little graphics for her back-end membership. Ran as, what would you use the word? Experienced mature. So lots of people are like, oh, I'm too old school. I can't learn all that fancy stuff. Rayanne has learned to use Kyvio. Rayanne has learned to build pages, a membership, Camtasia, and even a green screen. I am constantly.
Wow. I mean,
Oh,
the fact is that the tools have become so good these days. For the most part, it's not that hard. You got to take a little time, a little effort. You've got to get into it. Um, found a
you have
new
to
po- I found a new podcast platform yesterday because I was on somebody else's podcast. I had never seen that platform before, so
watch.
that was interesting.
I'm going to lean over. So I'm going to go to this because I don't know if anybody else has ever had this where their brain just cannot write copy. Like what is it called? Like writer's block?
Writer's block.
Yes.
Sometimes you just need a little
So open.
thumb in the middle of the back.
So this is kind of like my cure to that. Over in Business Growth Network, I created a copy bullet sheet that is just the majority of all the great copy really narrowed down to 10. And number 10 is really just Frankenstein, like move all these together, right? So I'm kind of having a day where I just can't think of a great headline for pain relief through movement. So kind of modeling here, there's the name. So let's make sure we name it. I'm going to take this. I don't want, actually, I'm going to cancel. I'm going to move this over here. That's a lot of
Nice.
words, though. A lot of words. I got pictures. I definitely don't need an opt-in because we're not doing that. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You don't have to live in pain. Kind of modeling, introducing. You know what? There's another one. History, reopen, close tab. I take that design pickle. We did another one. It was the 30-second sales pitch. Everyone, it seems like they go to these networking things and they need a 30-second.
Right.
So I scripted one out, but I can't.
Nice.
Seconds. What did I call it? Last request. I've done so many stuff, so much stuff inside of Design Pickle. I'm glad though they're trying to make it easier so that you can like put it like, I don't know, in Asana and it will automatically create one. Like that. I have one for the asshole skill, whether you should work with somebody.
Nice.
That was from Billie Jean is marketing. Monsters. There's my bullet sheet. I could have swore I did a 30-second. Mitch, thank you. Welcome, entry core. Thank you. Lead magnet poster. Maybe I didn't. Now I know what I have to do tonight. Man, I'm just having a complete. This is a great example because everyone, their copy is very expensive. And everyone
Right.
they can't do it. So let's just follow the scripts. How to relieve pain so that you can move. How to.
I would say how to live pain free so you can enjoy life.
You're a copywriter and you didn't know it. Your fees just went up.
Yes, that'd be lovely.
Oh, lost my box. Can't lose my formatting. First, we're going to empathize. I understand. And that is why I created pain relief through movement.
Nice.
So I'm going to take this and I'm going to make that dark gray. I'm going to make this part dark gray. And I'm going to turn this, since this is the title, I'm going to make it bold and italicized. I think I'm actually change the font because that is just not very bold. Ooh, too bold, too bold, too
Very
bold.
bold.
There we go. I kind of like that one. Put it on a second. Oh, I can hear Ryan starting in the other room.
Better get in there.
I got 10 more minutes here. Priorities. So that's another trick. So that. You can pretty much add so end of any sentence so that you can live pain-free and get back to living life to the fullest with a simple list. With easy.
People like easy.
We'll do easy daily movements.
Nice.
Easy daily movements, specialized to this. Okay, I'm gonna give this a little space.
Like it?
How much more space? There we go. And then we're gonna add a little formatting on the top. So not drag and drops. One of these other programs was really proud of their drag and drop capability. And I was like, that's terrible. Because then you end up with stuff never lined up and
Yeah.
it looks weird and it formats. From the user standpoint, I totally get it. But from what happens on the other side, like Kyvio and these builders that are done in blocks like this, it's made so that no matter if you're on Google Chrome or Safari or Firefox, it all looks wonderful, right? Things that you don't think about when you're building a website. I can build a beautiful website and it looks stunning on Chrome and Safari, and you turn it on Firefox and it's all white. It's crazy.
Yeah. You'd think they'd talk to each other a little better.
You would think. But when you're building sites, it's just complicated if you have to do the coding. Coding is complicated in each site, and specialized coding. Right here, this is a little thing I think most people forget to do or don't think of. I'm going to make it, if they click on the image, that it's going to have an action to redirect to a URL to the buy button.
Nice.
I want it all, everything is about buying, right?
Right. Everything's about taking that action.
Yep, I'm actually going to steal this button from the opt-in so it looks exactly the same. Do I have a space down here? I do. There we go. Oh, now I don't feel like it needs so much space. Here's me getting into my perfection. There we go.
Oh, I like that. There we go.
Get pain relief now. It seriously takes just 5 minutes a day. Okay, and then same thing, I'm gonna have the action redirect to a URL. And we're gonna do it in that one window. Catastrophize you. What were we thinking? Oh no, this is I copy pasted from her. No medical professional should catastrophize you or your issue because it diminishes hope inside of individuals. I'm gonna have to roll through her copy.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, it's a common faux pas, and that is using industry terms, nomenclatures, numbers, stuff that only the practitioner knows. I think I've said it in other lives that we've done, but always start at a 5th grade level and go up. Do not talk technicalese
Mm-mm.
and try to come down because as soon as you lose somebody, you lose somebody.
You do.
And the other side of it is they will never tell you you lost them because ultimately that embarrasses them. So, because they don't know what that word means, it's people want to know, people have a desire to know all those kinds of things. So, if all of a sudden you're using words that they don't understand,
It's embarrassing.
it shuts them down, but ultimately it embarrasses them. But the bigger problem is they'll never tell you that. When it comes time to take the action or to buy, and you say, well, you're ready to take action. Um, they'll say, no. And you'll say, why? And they'll say, well, it's just not right for me. They'll never tell you, I got no clue what the heck you're talking about because that
Exactly.
embarrasses them. So I I understand, and Rayanne just shared um, that it's an irrational thought that we have believing in something is far worse than it actually is. That makes sense on what the definition of the word is. I still think it's a word. Why not just say, don't get caught in an irrational thought of believing something is far worse than it actually is? uh, Again, doctors are saying things to prove that they've paid a lot of money to go to school. And which is why most patients, probably don't enjoy going to doctors because they don't feel the empathy. They don't feel they align with them. It's something that, again, when I teach and coach in the holistic disciplines, I know there's a desire to be the authority, and but the thing to be the authority in is how to communicate your message to the person on the other side of the desk. It's how do you get your message across? Those who get their message across better, easier, faster win.
I do.
That's my soapbox. I'm staying on it.
My soapbox. I really like these little boxes I created.
Yeah, I think those look good.
I'm not going to go into benefits a lot here, which I kind of feel bad about, but we're down to 2 minutes and I want to kind of just show how everyone can reuse. I'm going to take this box here. Will it kind of translate to that? It does. It's a little short, but that's okay. Man, she's got long ones, but they're so good.
Thanks, Rayanne. She said, keep standing on your soapbox.
Keep standing on your soapbox.
Well, I think that's a it's a very common thing for way too many people. Is they
Oh, that's a real word. I
It is
missed
a
that
real
part.
no,
Oh
it
my,
is a real
like
world.
an SAT word on me.
Yeah, no, it's a real word, but I am fairly mature, and it's the first time I've ever heard that word. Uh, doesn't mean that it hasn't been around for a while, but um, it's one of those things that if if I've got to really think about that word, I tend to lose the thought process, the rest. I lose the messaging. This is very similar. Now you're building it in a technical way that's really easy, right? You keep on saying you don't ever want anybody to spit out of the funnel.
Yeah.
Well, words do the exact same thing. They shut people down, they turn people off, they go, I can't,
Word.
I'll find somebody who can explain this to me easier, all those kinds of things.
So big words turn people off.
Yeah, big words. Well, again, start at a fifth grade level. You can always go more technical. If somebody says, what's the technical name for that? Or how does this really affect me? You can always go into greater depth. But if you lose them, there's no coming back from it.
That's true. And they're going to make that decision with the croc brain long before they actually get into the logical. I mean, people like to
Right.
say they're logical, they're really not.
Pretty
Because
true.
I'm going to do like a high school trick here, and I'm going to make this wider again.
Nice.
Just to take up space.
All good.
Um, oops, what did I not delete it? There we go. Okay, so we have all that. What I don't have is the buy button listed again. So I'm gonna copy this. It's all about the buy button. Over and over and over and over again.
Nice.
Basically always, and you could always make it much more long form sales formatty. You could give it more bullet points, lots of things you can do.
Looks good though.
But my bigger focus is making, I didn't use her blue on that background. That's okay for right now. I do want to lighten this up. Watercolor is fine. But I want to make the label color, background color. There we go. Make it white. Okay. And it's still got some color in here. Border color.
Yep.
On hover. Oh, that's over on the top. Done.
That looks good.
It still highlights blue. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So she has a basic purchasing page now. It could definitely have some bullet points, but what I've done is created in 1 hour. So the idea is she can already start to drive traffic. Now, what I do not have is over here, I've got it going to the checkout page. What I do not have is a thank you page to redirect to. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this.
Nice.
I think what I do want to do is make sure it says something, pain relief through movement. You can add a description there. Social networking image, we're going to choose the main one we created. Save again. It's published. It's ready to go. She has no thank you page. So where that becomes an issue is when they check out. I want to create a page where they automatically go. The other one is I want to create an action. If they create member cost or if they purchase any here, I want to add a new customer to an autoresponder, active campaign. It's going to load all my lists. Remember those lists
Nice.
that they have purchased? Let's see, schedule, core offer, pain fundamentals. So that's going to add them to that active campaign automatically. And we can start doing all sorts of things. You can add another action to do lots of things. So you can add them to any auto responders or email lists. You can register them automatically for a webinar event. You can give them additional access to other products, which is a big one. I work where they buy Business Growth Network, but they get like 30 trainings. Actually, it's way more than that. And
Nice.
I can also apply and remove tags for future use. So making sure those things are done. And then the only other one I really want to work on for Rayanne is getting people, the number one thing that every business owner misses at the point of sale is they forget to excite their customers that they just got. So that's what you can do with a thank you onboarding page. I want to make sure that they get my emails. I want to make sure that they get logged into her membership site, that they know where the login is, that they know what email to find, and that it might be in the spam box, that they know, how to do it, that they get put into a Facebook group where I can help them more, and that if they want to call me or email me, they can. If there's one page that's like covers every need they could possibly have, and that is the secret sauce to retaining customers. So it is after 10 though, and right now I'm missing Ryan Dice for you guys. You're super special for that, right?
Exactly. That's a big miss. Well, we can take it up again tomorrow.
We can, and we're going to work on U+1 as soon as you get active
Yep.
campaign figured out.
Talking to them this after in just a little bit.
But remember, see, here's where people forget it's all about not being perfect. You can be getting people right now with
Yep.
that option. You can be
Yep.
running LinkedIn right now. You can be emailing friends. There's no excuse, and I'm not worried about you, but there's no excuse to anyone out there to say, oh, I don't have active campaign. I just set up an opt-in funnel. You can put people in Kyvio. We'll do email. I just don't prefer it, right? That's my thing. I have to put this one up here. Rayanne, drugs usually are Band-Aids.
Yep. It's true.
And so is fear and excuses. Excuses are just terrible Band-Aids that don't even stop the bleeding. So you can go ahead and get leads starting today. I'd love to come back tomorrow and tell me if you tried it and how it went. If you got any opt-ins.
Yeah, I'm going to actually post the page right now.
There we go.
Doing lots of other things, but going to do it.
All right. Have a great day, Scott.
You as well. Have fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye.